Welcome to the deep dive, where we cut through the noise, distill complex info, and bring you the most crucial insights tailored just for you. Today, we're plunging into high-definition video management. It's a deep dive into a specific piece of tech, the WolfPack Sports Bar 4K 60Hz seamless 4x4 HDMI Matrix Switch W video wall processing and HDCP 2.2. Yeah, I know, it's a bit of a mouthful. But our mission today is simple. Unpack that name, figure out what this thing is, what it actually does, and why it's so important for complex video setups. And not just sports bars either. We're working from a really detailed product description, spec sheet, got all the nuts and bolts here.
Exactly. And, these technical deep dives, they're super valuable for you, our listener. It's not really about memorizing product names. It's about seeing the clever engineering behind things we see every day, like that new TV or those huge video walls at events. This is kind of like a shortcut to understanding cutting-edge AV tech.
Okay, let's dive in then. Unpack this name. It starts with 4K, 60 Hz, and 4.4.4 support. CUST. Now, for folks serious about picture quality, what's the deal with 4.4.4? Why is that so important, especially now, and what does it actually look like to the viewer?
Well, that combination, 4K, 60 frames per second, and 4.4.4 chroma support, that's pretty much the gold standard for consumer video right now.
Yeah.
You see, a lot of video uses shortcuts, like 4.2.0 subsampling. It saves bandwidth by dropping some color info.
Okay.
Which is fine for, general viewing. But if you look closely, especially things like text or graphics, sharp lines, you might see some blurriness or like color smearing. 4.4.4 means no shortcuts, full color information for every single pixel.
Ah, so it's sharper, crisper colors.
Exactly. It's pristine, rich detail, what the creators intended, basically. No compromise. And importantly, this box isn't just about the top-end stuff. It also supports 4K at 30 Hz, 1080p, 1080i, even 720p. So it handles all your different sources, old and new.
Got it. So top-tier image quality covered, but the name also highlights seamless switching. In a pro setting, or even a busy sports bar, why is getting rid of those little black screens between switching sources such a big deal? How does that instant switch actually feel?
Oh, the seamless part, that's huge. I mean, think about a live event, or maybe mission control, or even just a big presentation. In those spots, even a quick flicker or a black screen when you switch inputs. It's not just annoying, it can break the flow,
Yeah, it definitely takes you out of it.
Right. It can interrupt crucial info, make things feel less professional. Some older switches, they hesitate, might even show an error for a second. This one, smooth, continuous visual flow, keeps everyone engaged, no interruptions. It's all about that uninterrupted experience.
Makes sense. Vital for keeping attention. Now, the core description, 4x4 HDMI Matrix Switch. So 4 HDMI inputs, 4 HDMI outputs.
Yeah.
What does that 4x4 setup actually let you do? What's the flexibility there?
Okay, so this is the heart of the matrix idea. That 4x4 means you can take any one of your 4 inputs, say a cable box, a streamer, a game console, a laptop,
Right.
and send it to any one of your 4 outputs, your TVs or projectors. Or send one input to all 4 outputs. Or send 4 different inputs to 4 different outputs.
Oh, okay. Total routing freedom.
Exactly. Simultaneously and independently, mix and match however you need. And it's built for modern stuff, too.
Yeah.
Supports HDMI 2.0, which you need for 4K 60 Hz. And it handles both the older HDCP 1.4 and the crucial HDCP 2.2 copy protection.
We'll get to HDCP in a sec.
Yeah, and it has the bandwidth to 18 gigabits per second, so it won't choke on high-quality signals.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting, Funny. Video wall processing and multi-view. How do these features change the game? What can you actually do with the display setup when you have these capabilities? It's more than just sending input A to output B, right?
Oh yeah, way more. These features unlock some really creative possibilities. Video wall processing lets you take one source.
Like one big game feed.
Exactly. One source, and stretch it across multiple screens, say a 2x2 grid of TVs, so they act like one giant seamless display. Think stadium scoreboards or big retail displays.
Okay, cool.
Then multi-view is kind of the opposite. It lets you take multiple sources, maybe 4 different channels or camera feeds, and show them all on a single screen at the same time.
Like a quad split screen.
Precisely. Often a quad view, yeah. Perfect for monitoring multiple things at once. And crucially, it mentions scaler functions. That's built in. The scaler makes sure that whatever source you feed in, it gets adjusted perfectly to fit the display or the video wall layout.
So no weird stretching or black bars?
Right. It optimizes the image, prevents distortion, handles those resolution mismatches. It's about using your screens effectively and making things look good no matter the combination.
Gotcha. Okay, back to that acronym, HDCP 2.2 and EDID management. You mentioned HDCP as copy protection. Why is version 2.2 so vital for a modern switch like this? And what's EDID?
Right, so HDCP High Bandwidth Digital Content Protection. It's basically the digital handshake that allows protected stuff, like movies from streaming services, Blu-rays, cable channels.
The stuff you pay for.
Yeah, the stuff you pay for to play on authorized devices. HDCP 2.2 is the specific version needed for protected 4K content. If your Switch or your TV or anything in the chain isn't HDCP 2.2 compliant, and you try to watch 4K Netflix or use a new 4K Blu-ray player or even some new cable boxes,
Blank screen.
blank screen, or an error message, simple as that. So having HDCP 2.2 support, like this Switch does on all its ports, means it's compatible with pretty much all current 4K sources. It future-proofs your setup.
Okay, that makes sense. And EDID.
EDID is Extended Display Identification Data. It's how your display essentially tells the source device, like your Apple TV or Blu-ray player, what it can handle. You know, what resolutions, what refresh rates, what audio formats it supports.
Like a capability list.
Exactly. And in a complex setup with a matrix switch, managing that communication EDI management is key. It makes sure the source sends a signal the display can actually use,
Right.
preventing issues like wrong resolutions or audio problems. It keeps everything talking nicely.
Wow. Okay. Lots going on behind the scenes just to get a reliable picture. Let's talk audio then. The specs list. 4 HDMI inputs plus 3.5 millimeter audio inputs and 4 HDMI outputs plus 3.5 millimeter and SPDIF audio outputs. What's the benefit of having those separate audio connections and specifically independent audio switching?
Yeah, the audio side is surprisingly flexible here. Independent audio switching is a really powerful feature. It means you can route the audio completely separately from the video.
How so? Give me an example.
Okay, imagine that sports bar again. You've got 4 different games on 4 different screens, right?
Yeah.
Using 4 different video inputs.
Yeah.
But maybe you only want the audio commentary from the main game playing over the big speaker system. With independent switching, you can do that. You select video source 1 for TE1, video 2 for TV2, etc. But you tell the switch to send audio source 1 to the main audio output.
Ah, so the sound doesn't have to follow the picture on a specific screen.
Exactly. Or you could embed audio from one of those 3.5 millimeter inputs onto an HDMI output. Or you can use the 3.5 millimeter and SPDIF outputs to extract the audio from an HDMI source and send it to a separate amplifier or sound system.
That's really flexible for different zones or sound systems.
Totally. It lets you tailor the soundscape independently of the visuals. Really useful in complex venues, restaurants, even high-end home setups.
Okay, and finally, control. It looks like you can control this thing in, well, pretty much every way imaginable. Front panel buttons, IR remote, RS-232, TCP/IP web interface, even an app. Why so many options?
That range of control really speaks to its versatility. You've got the simple direct stuff, push buttons on the unit itself for quick changes, or a standard IR remote. Easy peasy.
For basic users or quick fixes?
Right. Then you get into the more professional options.
Yeah.
RS-232 is a serial control standard, often used for integration with dedicated control systems like Crestron or AMX. TCP/IP means you can control it over a network using its built-in web GUI. Just type its IP address into a browser.
Whoa.
Or use the dedicated app.
So you can control it from anywhere on the network?
Pretty much. That network control opens up remote management, scheduling, integration into larger smart home, or building automation systems. And it covers all the bases, from casual user to pro integrator.
Right. Okay, let's quickly cover some of the hard specs and company background. Model is FSM AVM 400 4K60. Weight is 940 grams. That's just over 2 pounds, so not too heavy. Size-wise, it's about 11 inches by 4.65 by 1.73 inches. Standard rack-mountable size, I imagine.
Looks like it, yeah.
Needs a 12-volt power supply. Pulls max 22 watts. Pretty efficient.
And just a note on cable lengths, since that always comes up. With good quality HDMI cables, they say 10 meters, about 30 feet for 4K at 60 hertz. And you can go a bit further, 15 meters or 45 feet if you're running 1080p at 60 hertz. Good to keep in mind for installation.
Good tip. And the company. It's WolfPack, which is a trademark of HDTV Supply, Inc. They mentioned being a 24-year global home for audio and video products and certified since 2003, so they've been in the AV game for a while. Price today is listed at $850, part number SBW-HDTV 444K60, and it seems readily available, usually ships same day.
So, when you pull all that together, this WolfPack switch, despite the long name, it's clearly not just some random box. It's a seriously powerful and flexible tool for managing complex video and audio. High-quality 4K 60, seamless switching, video walls, multi-view, independent audio, tons of control. And understanding a specific device like this, it really does help you grasp the bigger picture, right? Signal management, content protection, display tech. These are the things shaping how we see and hear things everywhere.
Absolutely. So Thinking about all that, what does this mean for you listening right now? We've talked about its power, that pristine 4K, the seamless switching, video walls, custom audio, all the control. So thinking beyond the sports bar, what other uses pop into your head? Where could you see this kind of advanced AV system making a difference? Maybe in your business, your home setup. Could it solve a problem you didn't even realize you had? Or spark a new idea for some kind of dynamic display? What's the next step for you? Lots to think about. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive today. Keep learning, keep exploring.